Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
Utmost respect for them. I think everybody tries to simulate and replicate what they do and how they do it. And you know, they just will not beat themselves. You know, they're going to be where they need to be. And you know, you got to respect how they play.
Good comments from the Western Illinois head coach. The Bison get another road win. They're 6-0 as they beat the Leathernecks handily. Congratulations, Coach, to you and your staff. The team played very well in a tough road game.
Yeah, it really did. Back-to-back road trips and 6 o'clock start, and I think our guys really answered the bell. I was really happy with the way they came out, energized to get the game started. Had a good first quarter, had a little adversity, and we were able to overcome that and made some big plays. You know, just navigating this road trip with the travel, the bus time, it's not an easy one to do, especially on the back end of 2 road trips in a row. Yeah, it really is, but credit to our seniors, credit to our leaders for keeping everybody focused on the task at hand. There are no excuses. You have to find a way to win. Nobody's going to say, well, you played at 6 and that's what happened. No, you have to find a way in this league to get W's. Yeah, no question about it. Let's roll the first half and walk through this thing and see how it all played out. And, you know, they have a good football team. They have some veteran players, and their quarterback, Sean McGuire, is a good player, but you had him rattled early, didn't you? Yeah, we really did, and he's a really good player. This is a good team that's going to win. You know, they're going to be 6-7 wins, and they're going to be in the hunt for a playoff spot. Wasn't easy versus that Western Illinois defense, was it? No, I think they have as good a defensive lineman in 99 as there is in the league, and they have a bunch of veteran senior guys on the team that are good players, and they're a force. Yeah, here's a good look at their defensive line. Yeah, 99. We didn't block him real well the first half, and he made some big-time plays, but nobody's blocked him in our league. Yeah, Colin Saunders is his name, and just some veterans overall on the defense. Yeah, and we knew this was going to be a tough 4-quarter battle, and I appreciate our offense just kind of staying the course on things. Pretty good on third down, I should say. 6 third-down conversions. Yeah, really good job protecting Easton, and then Shep making the play over the middle. This is a good kick. Wind at the back, and he boomed it. It's a big kick, and in those crucial situations, Cam shows up and is big time, and that was a great kick. He kicked off great all day, too. Western Illinois could not run the football all night. This is really one of the only runs they had the entire evening. Yeah, they just bounced outside, contained great tackle in the open field there by James Hendricks. They had 2 wide receivers hurt, but this Isaiah LaSure, who's a veteran player, he kind of had a coming-out party. Yeah, and we just missed some plays. We left some plays out there. We missed a sack and then missed an interception, and give them credit. McGuire's a 235-pound guy. It's tough to bring down. Yeah, his escapability was a factor early in the game. Absolutely it was. We had a couple of times where we had him rattled in the pocket, and then he gets out of there, and then he's able to keep his eyes downfield, and like you said, they have big receivers that go up and catch the football. He's not going to get away this time, though. Old Dickinson, North Dakota, Levi Jordheim gets home here. Yeah, really good call and a pressure against their empty set, and great tackle there by Levi. Now we move to the second quarter now as a great play by Levi. It's a 3rd and 12. They get 14 screen play here. They've seen this on tape, SDSU, and UNI use it. Yeah, we have to do a better job against the screen play, especially on 3rd and long, and they were able to get us there. This was actually their best drive of the night. Pretty impressive drive, 87 yards to get a touchdown. Yeah, it really was, but we had a few 3rd down situations where we needed to get off the field, but give them credit. They did a good job of continuing to move the chains. You know, Easton does such a great job of answering, though. On this drive, you just gash them in the run game. Yeah, what a great answer by our offense against a really good defense to be able to move the ball at will here in this drive and get us back on top. Bruce for 16 here. He does get injured on this play, but he showed that burst. Yeah, he really did. Great blocking downfield. We get a big run, and then we follow it up, going the opposite direction with the same kind of formation, and Easton with a big run. Easton gets down to the 1 there, almost got in. It didn't really matter, though, because Lance finishes it off here. Yeah, good call. They packed everybody inside. We run our outside G play, and nobody's there to touch Lance. So it's 10-7 right now, still a ball game. You do get the lead. However, this was a big play. Takeaways were a big story in this game, and this one got you some points. Yeah, what a great rush by Marquise Bridges, and be able to knock the football away, and then Dan to be able to pick it up. Robbie come down and get the last block to seal it, and big play. Needed that momentum to get us up 2 scores. Yeah, great hustle by Robbie Grimsley there to get down and get him into the end zone. You know, Easton, when you watch him run, just the speed is really impressive. Yeah, this is a 3rd and 7 or 8 call. They had their nickel people in, playing man coverage, and Easton pulls it down for a big gain.
Western Illinois did get to the half, 17-7 here, just makes one more defensive play late.
Yeah, we had a chance maybe to get points, but give their D-line credit. They just stayed after the quarterback and knocked us out of field goal range.
So it's a tight game in the first half. A big defensive touchdown for Code Green makes it 17-7. Look at the total yards. It's hard to move the football out there. Cold night and two good defenses. Third down conversions. Bison a little more effective there. We have a great Christmas story from the Ellefsons on our Gate City Bank hot seat. Ben, what teammate do you relate the best to?
I would say Bruce Anderson.
Okay. Your favorite member of the Bison coaching staff?
Coach Kramer.
What sport did you try as a child that you failed at?
I was never very good at baseball.
Really?
No.
Your favorite Halloween costume?
I had a gorilla costume back in 5th grade. I think that was my favorite.
What did you get in the most trouble for with your parents?
I never got in trouble. I was a perfect child.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask them about that. If you could be best friends with a celebrity, who would it be?
I would say Carson Wentz.
What is the most expensive thing you would buy if you had unlimited money?
I would buy a lake cabin, I think.
Best summer job you've ever had?
Nannying.
Okay. Worst food you've ever tasted?
I got dared to try wasabi one time at a sushi place.
Didn't like it?
No, it was a little off.
Yep. What skill do you want to learn?
Fly fishing.
It's a good one. Strangest tradition in your family?
We had to find a pickle in the Christmas tree at Christmas time. Grandpa would hide a pickle somewhere and the grandkids would have to find it.
I think we have a winner. That is strange. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Well, Coach, at halftime you knew you wouldn't have Bruce. How did you manage the running back rotation at that point?
Well, Ty was going to play a little bit more, and Lance had to carry the lion's share of it, as well as we put Brock Robbins back there in our 3-back set, which Brock can carry it as well. So we just knew we had to play a great 30 more minutes because these guys weren't going to give up. It was going to be a 4-quarter battle, and this is a physical football team.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's roll the second half. And you got the ball to start the second half, won the toss and deferred. And this drive out of the half was just a masterpiece, wasn't it?
It was a great drive at a perfect time when we needed one. Going up 17-7, they gave us the win in the third quarter. We were able to get some big chunk plays, running the ball, throwing the football, and then caught him in a blitz, and Shep was able to make a big play for a touchdown. But what a great drive by the offensive guys.
Great throw and catch on a cold night.
Oh, awesome. This is a really difficult throw and catch, and to make sure that he maintained possession as he's got his foot down.
That was 5 plays, 75 yards right out of the break. That really takes the wind out of the sails of Western Illinois. They did still move it a little bit. They were backed up here in a 50-50 ball to LeSure.
Yeah, he makes a great play. We're in position, and it's simultaneous catch always goes to the offense.
He had 12 catches for 170 yards. That's a great night for a receiver. Here's 20 more.
Yeah, they do a good job picking up our blitz, and then they kind of pick Robbie with the official, and they get another big gain on a crossing route.
Tell you what, though, Spencer Wagey in the second half, with Caleb Butler out, got more reps. He really emerged.
Yeah, Spencer's a really good football player, dynamic guy. It's a great job getting a big sack here.
Takeaways really became a story in the second half here, too. You got the big one for the score and the points in the first half, but in the fourth quarter here, as we moved to the fourth, the takeaways really started to come in waves.
Yeah, because it was still a 3-score game, but we thought they had an opportunity. What a great interception here by James. Baited it and then makes a great catch, and I think we were +5 in the turnover margin. You do that on the road, you're going to win a lot of games.
The backs can catch it out of the backfield, can't they?
Yeah, really good call here. Try to get away from their pressure, run a little flare screen to Lance for a big gain.
Couldn't punch this one in, but you're still getting points, which is important at this point of the game.
Yeah, we were able to get points off of a sudden change with our defense getting the turnover, and it was a great hold by Wags, getting the ball down, and great kick. Good job with Cam trusting that we're going to get the ball down.
Yeah, Garrett Wagner's doing everything, isn't he?
Wags is a very special player, and he was one of our players of the game in the locker room after the game.
Another young player that is getting some reps and emerging is Michael Tutson.
Yeah, great pressure by the front four, and then Tut steps in front of a pass and makes a good catch and keeps a foot in bounds.
Well, let's take another look at Colin Saunders. My goodness, that guy was just a load.
Yeah, he's a great player, and Easton he gets on him before we can even get around. And great job by Dylan Radens of getting after the football and finding it.
Tell you what, some good adjustments, though. Even though LeSure was having such a good night, Jalen Allison was working on adjusting the whole night. Good play.
Yeah, great play by Jalen Allison on a slant on, I think it was a 3rd and 4.
Another takeaway, and just look at and marvel at the speed of Jabril Cox.
Yeah, good call by Coach Ince. We played a one plug with a robber player in the middle, and McGuire didn't see him, and Jabril makes a big play.
I thought Ty Brooks, coming off of injury, looked 100%, had that burst, and was just impressive.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. Great blocking here by the Rams, and then he got the corner and made a big play for another big score. 34-7 at this point, and LeSure wasn't quite done yet. He did have one more big play left in him. Yeah, and their backup quarterback came in and did a really nice job. We didn't tackle very well there, and they get a big play.
You know what's fun here, though, is you get to get some backups in, and you get them into a situation, simulate a situation in the red zone where they try to keep them out.
Yeah, another big play by Spencer Wagey. They didn't block him, and he ran through the running back.
Yeah, getting some backups here. Jackson Brown, guys in here. You get Trey Forts in the game, and they keep him out of the end zone here, which is important.
Yeah, they do, and we didn't want to give up that other score, and these guys had their backs against the wall. They had 1st and goal at, I think, the 1, and great play by Jackson Brown there. Jackson Hankey's in on it as well with Levi.
And you get an interception here at the 1, so another takeaway.
Yeah, they kind of push off on Destin, and Destin holds his ground, and then James comes and reads quarterback's eyes for another big pick.
Yep, James Hendricks had 2 interceptions, played well, and just a solid win. Western Illinois, it's always tough to win there. The Bison have never lost in Macomb, believe it or not. But you look at the total yards, both defenses played well. You don't see a game very often where both teams are under 300 yards of total offense. But here's the big difference right here, a +5 in turnovers. Now the Bison are #1 in the nation in turnover margin. Very, very impressive. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
To win on the road in Valley is hard to do, and back-to-back weeks, road trips, and 2 tough places to play for different reasons, but it's tough to play here, and that's a really good football team, especially defensively. They got some really good players, and so it's huge to go 2 weeks in a row and win both of them.
And it's a little different, just a different environment, not as much people, and we knew that coming in, we were going to have to create our own energy out here. Not a lot of fans out here, so we came up with the mindset, just bring our own energy and just do what we do, play our game.
They played really, really well tonight. Obviously, Dan made a huge play and was able to get it in the end zone. And then, I don't know how many takeaways they had, but there was a lot of them, and gave us a bunch of short fields. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish in the red zone like you'd like as an offense.
Our defense is explosive. They make plays, and that's good. And that's good for them to get off the field and let the offense just roll and shoot some clock out. And I'm proud of them. They played a great game.
They sure did. Lots of choices on Code Green for our Nodak Insurance Player of the Game, and I really liked what the Dickinson native Levi Jordheim did, especially early in the game when he was a big part of a Bison onslaught on Western quarterback Sean McGuire. Levi has the speed to blitz and get in the backfield, and he also has the power to finish the deal. Levi led the defense with 7 tackles, and he also had a sack, was disruptive most of the night. Jordheim has become a solid player, and he knows you have to be ready every week.
But we had a chip on our shoulder, but I mean, a game's a game. Every week's, you gotta give your best shot, and you're gonna get their best shot every week. So we just had to buckle down and practice through the snowstorm and everything. We're outside this week, so we locked in and got it done.
Love that kid. Levi Jordheim's playing well. He's just a real coachable kid. Nice kid, isn't he?
He's a great football player, great leader. So everybody on the team really respects him. He took it upon himself. He was going to lead this football team as well as a bunch of other guys on defense. And he's right. They had a chip on their shoulder on defense. We played really well.
Well, there were a few injuries in this game, so let's sort through them a little bit. Caleb Butler did not play in this game. What's his status? And Bruce left the game, and Robbie Grimsley got dinged a little bit as well.
Yeah, we think we'll have Caleb back, if not this week, the next week. And I don't have enough information on Bruce and some of the other guys. We had some guys banged up, and you're going to have that in a Valley game, and the other guys got to rise to the occasion.
No doubt about it. You challenged the defense this week, didn't you? What were some of the messages and things that you worked on with the defense this week?
Well, I thought our leaders on defense, Coach Ince and the staff did a phenomenal job of just going back to basic football and just in applying our rules and principles to all of our base zones and our base pressures. And we didn't have a lot of calls up on the board. They do a lot of things offensively, and I think our guys felt really comfortable with the game plan as the week progressed to be able to just play fast and keep the ball in front of them and do a great job tackling.
I wanted to go through some of the talents of some of these younger players, especially Spencer Wagey, the kid from Watertown, South Dakota. Just talk about his development, what you're seeing from him, and he gets more and more comfortable by the game.
Yeah, he really does, and we're challenging Spencer because we have so much depth at defensive end. Can he be a defensive tackle on 3rd down and 2nd and long to get a little bit more speed in the game? And he plays so physical, and he plays so hard, and I credit the older guys, all the seniors in that room, as well as Derek Tuska, for challenging Spencer all the time to make sure that he plays up to the standard that's expected, and I'm happy for him.
Tuska, Karch, Wagey, boy, the young defensive line, really, really good. Let's talk about Michael Tutsi as well. I think another interesting young player that is emerging and playing an important position.
Yeah, he really is, and he stepped in for Robbie when Robbie was nicked up, and he's a kid that we talked about last year a bunch. Had we had the 4-game rule, he'd have played 4 games for sure, probably a bunch of playoff games because he had progressed that much, and he's just a really good football player. His dad's a coach. He understands the game so well, and I think his best football is in front of him, and I think these snaps that he was able to get yesterday are going to make him that much better as we move forward.
Good on special teams as well, and let's talk about the standings as we get through the course of Valley play here. And I'll tell you what, we'll start the hype right now. We'll talk about it at the end of the show, but this is a really, really good football team that's coming to the Fargo Dome this weekend.
Yeah, Illinois State right up there, and it's amazing. We've played 3 conference games, and it seems like we've played 8 already. It's just, that's this league, and there's so many teams that are still in the hunt, and it's really still early.
Yeah, no doubt. Look at that, Illinois State 5-1. They beat Colorado State, handled them easily. Tell you what, folks, get ready. Big football game coming up this week. Before we get to that, though, we got a couple of great stories for you coming up. A nice young player from Florida has come into the program. We'll talk about him. And also, Robbie Grimsley. He had a fun internship this summer. We'll tell you about it. Welcome back to the show. Bison football players have wide-ranging career aspirations after their playing days are over. Robbie Grimsley has an interest in criminal justice, and this summer he got an inside look at how it's done. Alex Egan has this week's Olaf Anderson construction feature story.
Some opposing quarterbacks might think of Rob Grimsley as a thief.
It is intercepted by Robbie Grimsley.
Stealing passes and preventing big plays.
Coverage, Grimsley goes up and knocks it away.
Which is why Grimsley's summer internship with the West Fargo Police Department, spent in the investigations unit trying to catch criminals, might come off as a little ironic. The senior safety is a criminal justice major, and like most students ready to enter the workforce out of college, he got some hands-on experience.
You read about it, you hear about it in your classes, and obviously it's a criminal justice major, but it's not, you don't get to see what it actually performs and what it's like on a day-to-day basis. So I think that was just the most important thing for me, is just seeing how they operate and what they do and what it really is like every day.
Grimsley said the biggest surprise was how busy the West Fargo police station was during the 3 or 4 days a week he was there.
There was just always stuff going on, always things to do, and always activity that they could go to this place, or they could just sit down and work on all the reports that they have, and I just didn't expect it to be that constant all the time.
There are a few things Grimsley could take from the football field to the internship. His supervisor, Sergeant Derek Cruff, said Grimsley was able to apply the team approach he learned playing football to his time in the investigations unit.
It's something we embrace here at the police department well, too. I think it really played together and worked well for us as a team as he became part of our team over the summer working on his internship.
Grimsley said the similarities between football and working investigations comes down to details.
Looking at every aspect of something just to be able to figure out who did it or how to connect people to who did it. Just looking at the details of everything is similar to how we dissect film, and you got to look at the details of every play and the details of every formation.
While Grimsley isn't quite sure what he wants to do when he graduates from NDSU, he is thankful to have had the opportunity to learn a little bit more about law enforcement.
I was very fortunate for his internship abilities to be able to give him these jobs and not look back and know it was going to get done well. He'll take on anything he wants in life and do great.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
Robbie has a bright future after football. He's a smart kid and just well-respected in anything he does.
Absolutely. He's going to have a great career in whatever he chooses. And that's our biggest sell in recruiting, is the internship opportunities that our great community provides for us. And if there's other places and businesses that want to help us, get a hold of Hank Jacobs, because we'd love to send some of our players to him in the summer.
It's fun to see the kids out in the community like that, isn't it?
Oh, they love it. And we have such a great community here. It's so broad that we're trying to get guys out, and we're just looking for new opportunities all the time.
No doubt. Well, in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we take a look at another Florida prospect. This one is on defense. National recruiting experts had Tony Pierce Jr. as the highest graded defensive player in this latest Bison recruiting class. Pierce is from Auburndale High School, which is between Tampa and Orlando, a defensive end who has played in 2 games. He is a kid who is learning every day from position coach Buddha Williams.
He's a great coach. He stepped my game up a lot. Like, coming in, I was not like as technical wise with my rushes. He taught me how to rush. He taught me like how to do a lot of things. Like, because in high school I just played ball. Now it's more technique wise. Like, I got to do my job now.
It's a pretty high-level prospect, Tony Pierce Jr.
He's really impressed us through the first 2.5 months of the season. Coach Williams done a great job with him. He has a tremendous motor. He's learning from Greg and Stan and some of the other guys about how to do it the Bison way, and he's going to have a bright future.
Boy, and you look at the guys we talked about earlier, Wagey and Karch and Derek Tuska, the young defensive line. It's pretty impressive, the youth there.
Yeah, it really is, and we're really fortunate. It starts with our O-line and D-line, and we're really happy with the guys we have up front.
No question. Great to have him in the program. A big game this week, folks. We talked a little bit about it. We're going to touch a little bit more on it as we sign off here. Illinois State coming to the Dome. The Redbirds are good, folks. Well, our Verizon look ahead, it's the Illinois State Redbirds, and Coach Spack has a really good team, really good offense, and they're rebuilding on defense, but they've been better than expected on that side of the ball.
Yeah, really solid football team, great coaching staff, a lot of veteran guys. They went to Colorado State and beat Colorado State. Tremendous on both sides of the ball. We'll have to come up with great plans.
No question about it. This is a big game, folks. We'll see you out at the Fargo Dome. Crank up that noise. We need the noise this week for games like this. This is a huge Missouri Valley Conference game, big for national standings as well. The Bison are 6-0. Enjoy it. We'll see you next week, folks.